Life has been very tough for many of us. What has happened because of COVID and the effects of it is that people have lost loved ones, some have lost jobs, and because of this, we have become quite discouraged. But today, I want us to see what is our responsibility when things like those happen. My name is Karita Mbagara. I'm the Deputy Bishop of Christ is the Answer Ministries. In the book of Hebrews chapter 10 verse 24, the Bible tells us, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good works, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." This passage invites us to selfless concern. We are not to be self-centered. We are supposed to think about others and encourage them. You see, fellowship with God is not selfish. We are called to be in fellowship with God for the sake of, yes, our fellowship with God, but also for the sake of other people. And that's why we are told that we should show concern for others. We are to focus on what we can contribute to the body of Jesus Christ. God invites us in this passage to be co-workers with Him in building, putting courage in the lives of others, because the word encourage comes from two words. The en from the Greek is to put somebody, it's towards, and then you put courage in that person. And that's what Christians are called to. Then we are told, consider. The word consider means that we are to be thoughtful concerning the good of the other people. We are to be sensitive. Even when we are rebuking, as we consider those people, we are to be sensitive. And if we are considering and we are applying our minds, then we will think about what is relevant, what is practical, what is helpful, what will build, what will, lift the person from where they feel they have been left. The Bible is telling us, think about those people that are around you, that are believers, and help them to come out of the hole that they may have entered, whether it is spiritually, they need to get out of it. Then we are told we are to do this by meeting together, by encouraging each other to come together. We are told that the ministry of presence, or I interpret it to mean that the ministry of presence is critical. When we meet, there is something that is passed on from one to the other person. And God is inviting us not to neglect that coming together. When we come together, we share our testimonies, we share our problems, and a problem shared is half solved, because just getting it out, two things could happen. You yourself will be relieved, but the person listening to it will have a word that they can share with you, or a word that they can tell you that will build you. And that's why we can say that it is half solved. And God is telling us not to neglect the coming together, as is the habit of some. We show concern and we participate in the lives of others by what we share. Sometimes it is the testimonies we share, because when we have an issue, we think this one is too much. But you listen to a testimony of somebody else, how God has helped him, how God has solved solved their problems, and you realize, mine is not even as big as this one. And if God did this for my brother or my sister, then even mine can be resolved. That way, we are encouraging one another. And I would want to urge us to consider what the scripture is telling us and do it. Build each other at this time. Don't be self-centered. Don't just be egocentric person. Let it be that you are concerned about the welfare of others. Now, in terms of also getting here, it actually tells us to spur one another. And the word spur comes from that pointed element that used to be in the boot of a horse rider, that he would use it to poke the horse so that it can run faster. But other words that you will find that are used instead of spur is to actually to provoke one another. We are to, as it were, to push. So in encouragement, sometimes it is like you are forcing people to get the encouragement, and that's okay. That's where, you go out of your way to, as it were, force the person to get out of their comfort, where their comfort zone is actually a bad one, where they are accepting that they need to be in a depressed state. You push them out of there, you spur them. The result of this kind of encouragement is that there will be unity. There will be power in the church. There will be witness of God's blessing. The result of this kind of encouraging is that there will be power in the church. There will be oneness for unity. And more than that, we will be having a witness of God's blessing to those that are observing us. So let us, like we are told, consider each other, inspire each other or provoke each other to good works and to love. May the Lord bless you as you go out to practice this. If this is a blessing to you, please share it with your friends. Have a great week.